The weather disaster in Texas is gaining new urgency, with many people still just fighting to survive in their own homes. There are still widespread power outages for a fourth day in a row, though it has been restored in many areas. The food supply is also a problem. It's disrupted in parts of the state, causing scarcity at some food banks and grocery stores. And now nearly a quarter of Texans are under boil water advisories because the treatment plants are down, too.
Meanwhile, freezing temperatures continue to burst pipes across the state, flooding homes and businesses, including this golf shop outside of Dallas. We have a team of correspondents this morning covering all of it, and we begin with Janet Shamlian, who is in Houston for us. Janet, good morning to you.
Anthony, good morning. It has been a challenge to find the basics, gas, groceries in the hard-hit areas over the past few days. This is one of the service stations that came back online overnight, but hundreds of thousands of Texans are waking up this morning to day 4 of the misery, without power, without electricity, without heat, amid these bitter cold temperatures.
In Texas, it's a full-on humanitarian crisis.
This is worse than Harvey, and we lost everything.
Some desperate families using outdoor grills inside and running cars in garages to stay warm. Those choices contributing to at least 300 cases of carbon monoxide poisoning in Houston's Harris County, according to the Houston Chronicle.
Very cold, and now we got to deal with this.
This man now homeless after 7 townhomes went up in flames southwest of Dallas during rolling blackouts.
Pretty short on supplies, especially water right now.
With temperatures below freezing, an hour-long wait just to get into this grocery store. Inside, some shelves bare. And at this market, customers waited in the dark.
Yeah?
The Dandridge family has been without heat and lights with their 13-month-old son, Bobby.
All of our camping gear has really been what I've been able to use. And then I've been boiling pots of water. It's kind of steamy in here.
Kind of survivalist.
Trevor Llewellyn's been trying to fix his grandmother's burst pipe, flooding the yard in freezing rain.
We can't get it unstuck, so this water's just coming out, and our water bill's probably going to be outrageous over there.
And this morning, no end in sight.
We're hearing from families all over the county. This is unprecedented. They're dealing not only with water, with power, with no heat. What would you say to them right now?
I don't want to raise false hope and pretend that things are going to get meaningfully better very soon.
So this could go on for days.
I believe it could, because they still haven't gotten additional generation online. Every hour that passes, things are getting worse.
As Texans wait for a thaw and power to their homes, Senator Ted Cruz is facing backlash after an alleged fellow passenger tweeted out this photo, appearing to show Cruz on a flight to Cancun.
And looking ahead to the next few days as the power is restored, the issue here is now water. Dozens of cities are seeing taps run dry because pipes have burst. Here in Houston, Methodist Hospital had to cancel all but the most critical of surgeries yesterday because they had low water pressure. They may have to do the same thing today. Anthony?
Janet, thank you.
Let me just clarify the issue of having to get every teacher vaccinated before you can really open schools and get children back to schools. That really is rather impractical to make that a sine qua non of opening the schools. At the same time that we say that, we do say, and we feel strongly, that we should try as best as we possibly can to vaccinate teachers. And they should be as a high priority within the area of essential personnel. So you definitely want to make sure that you don't get that confused, even though we don't feel that every teacher needs to be vaccinated before you can open a school. That doesn't take away from the fact that we strongly support the vaccination of teachers.
This is the middle seat of the back row of my classroom. This is their view of the board. So I'm just wondering, when we ordered this $5 million worth of plexiglass, did we have a classroom of 28 desks set up to where school board members could sit in them and see what this was really going to be like? Because I'm still trying to figure out how, in between my classes, am I supposed to disinfect? How I'm supposed to hear my students when they're in the back of the room wearing a mask behind all this plexiglass? How my students are going to be able to see my board or see me. I guess I'll have to stand at the end of rows instead of at the board to try and work out problems or whatever. But I really just need to know, like, was this really thought